What's up? Happy Friday to all you guys out there. It's Ron Harris here, I'm the online editor. And I want to talk about something that comes up in the comments a lot on. It doesn't even matter what the video subject is. Someone always has to throw in something like steroids are for cheaters, steroids are for losers. But the word cheater comes up an awful lot, the term and the accusation that steroid users are cheating. So I wanted to get a discussion going with you guys. I want to know what you think. Some of you probably agree with that statement. Some of you disagree. But I want to know who are steroid users cheating exactly. So I could understand it if we're talking about some type of athletic competition where there's drug testing and everyone is supposed to be drug free, like the Olympics. If you're in the Olympics and you're beating the test and you're on steroids or some performance enhancer that science doesn't even there's no test for yet or something, yeah, you're cheating. You're gaining an unfair advantage. But in every other case, yeah, let's use another case. There are drug-free bodybuilding organizations and competitions that are natural. You guys can debate what's actually considered natural, this and that, which ones are legit, whatever. I'm not even getting into all that. But if you're entering a natural competition and you're on a bunch of drugs, or on any drugs actually, I guess it's on the banned substance list, you are cheating. You're gaining an unfair advantage over your competition. So in those situations, 100%, we have a case of cheating, and there's no denying that. In every other instance, if we're talking about you or me or some other legal adult who's free to make up his own mind and make his own decisions or her own decisions, if I want to smoke cigarettes, if I want to drink alcohol, if I want to buy lottery tickets, cheering on the women, I guess. No. I'm gonna try to see if I can get this. Get your questions going. Yeah, here we go. So I'll get to your. Yeah, here we go. So I'll get to your. Oops, got to turn down the volume on that. So if you're a bodybuilder and you're not using steroids, that's your choice. If you're a bodybuilder using steroids or growth hormone or SARMs or whatever, that's your choice too. As an adult, like I said, nobody is forcing you to go one way or the other. It's your decision. You're an adult. You make your own decisions in life. What you're going to put in your body, what you're not going to put in your body. As far as people who choose not to use performance-enhancing drugs getting upset at those who do, I just don't understand it. And calling them cheaters. So if that's a cheater, if someone who's using a drug to enhance their results, to get better results so they can get bigger, stronger, leaner, look better, why is that cheating? And why is it not cheating if a woman does all these things to change her appearance? Let's look at something that goes across both genders. Weight loss. There are a lot of obese, overweight people in this world, especially here in the United States of America. It's an epidemic. So a very, very common procedure is the surgery, the lap band surgery, where they tie off the stomach so that you can't eat as much. And that basically forces you to lose weight. And liposuction is another option where they just stick a cannula in and move it all around, suck out all your fat. Now, these people could lose all that fat by dieting, by eating less, by eating much healthier, by avoiding junk food, by exercising a lot more. You see it on shows like The Biggest Loser, which I don't think is even on anymore, but you saw morbidly obese people. These are people that were 400, 500 pounds. And at the end of the season, the winners sometimes would be down to, I saw people go from like 500 pounds to 200 pounds on that show. I saw a lot of women go from, 400 pounds to 150 pounds or 170 pounds. It can be done with hard work, but far more often, you'll see people doing the lap band surgery, gastric bypass, liposuction, surgical intervention to do the work for them. I don't hear anybody complaining that those people are cheating. They're usually applauded, like, good for you. You're doing something about your weight. You're trying to be healthier, even though they're not really doing anything. They're going to a doctor, a surgeon, having it done. That's not considered cheating. So let's look at appearance. If we're just talking about using steroids to enhance your appearance, because they do give you much better results from the training. You will have more muscle tissue. You'll be leaner than you probably would be without the drugs. On drugs usually gives you a much better result than not on drugs. So women can do things like put breast implants in when they have no breasts. Is that cheating? They didn't have any breasts. They didn't build those breasts. They had a doctor pop them in for a few $1,000. Brazilian butt lift. They take a saggy butt. They suck some fat around from the stomach, usually around the middle, inject it into the butt. Now all of a sudden they have this perky butt and a small stomach. Is that cheating? Hair extensions, cheating. Is a facelift cheating? Or lip injections, so they have the big puffy lips. Is that cheating? Is Botox cheating? So a 45-year-old woman can look 35, or get rid of the wrinkles. Well, some men and women. These things aren't considered cheating, but for some reason there's still this massive stigma around steroids that they are cheating. So let me hear what you guys got to say. Cheating on their women, I guess. Yeah, I mean that's a whole other kind of cheating. We're not talking about that. Let's see. Ayush Pawar. Hi, sir. Love you. Thank you. Freddie Erickson. Yes, it's cheating. My friend's bench went from 365 to a single 365, 12 reps just from B-ball. I assume you meant D-ball. Roids are cheating. But who's he cheating? Yeah, you said D-ball. Who's he cheating, Freddie? Is he cheating you? Is he cheating some other guy in the gym? I don't understand. If he's competing in a drug-free bench press organization and he's on steroids, he's cheating, but using a drug to get better results, why is that cheating? Who is he cheating? If he's cheating you because you're not on drugs, because he's getting better results than you simply because he's using drugs, you could use drugs if you wanted to. You're choosing not to. So I just don't get the cheating thing. Eating is not cheating. Well, now we're talking about oral sex versus intercourse, I guess. My opinion on women on high test, I don't think women should be using high doses of steroids. That's my personal opinion. They can do whatever they want. If you're a female bodybuilder, you can take training tests. You can do whatever the hell you want. You can have a voice deeper than mine. You can have more stubble than me. You can have a hairline up to here. It's your body. It's your life. You can do what you want. I don't have to agree with it. I don't have to find it attractive. No one else does, but it is their choice. Let's see. What else we got? Jason Genova is natty. He's talked about many times about that using steroids. Elise Bone, this is a complex question with lots of nuance. Yeah, that's why I wanted you guys to weigh in on it. David's Beast Mode says steroids are not cheating. You get just as much hard work as if you were not on them. Well, you do have to work. You still have to work hard to get results from steroids. You'll get better results from that hard work than you would without the steroids. That's the difference. But you still have to put the work in. The only, I'm not anti-drug. The only things I'm really against are site injection. Site injection. It's not site injection. Obviously, everyone has to do that. Site enhancement oil, SEO, synthol, but that's just a catch-all term. The way tissue is called. It's all called Kleenex, even though that's just a brand name. It's facial tissue is the actual name. But man, I don't even know where I was with that. Here we go. Steroids not cheating. Freddie says I do 365 for a single. That's great. That's great. So, Elise Bones. If you talk about social media and monetization of appearance, all things you list regarding appearance, there is cheating. Well, geez, you want to get into social media. Is it cheating that these women use all these filters? Men do too, I know, but women are, I guarantee you, a lot of these super hot women that you see on Instagram, if you saw them in real life, you'd be like, huh. Especially if you saw them with their hair up in a bun and without makeup, you'd be like, huh, that's that same woman that has 3 million followers and, there's like 10,000 comments on every picture she posts or video from guys, all thirsty guys with the hearts in their eyes emojis and the fire emojis. Is that cheating? That's not really what they look like with all these filters and makeup and everything. No. Let's see. At least again, selling a look, a result is not transparent is cheating. Well, you know what? Okay, that's a good point that she brings up. There's a lot of social media influencers. I don't know if they all claim to be drug-free or they insinuate that they're getting all the results with, I don't know, some supplement or some weight loss tea or something that they're trying to sell, or that they make a commission when they get you to buy it. And, you know, that's not why they look the way they look. A lot of them are on performance enhancing drugs. They might have built their body with, 20 years of free weights, and they're trying to sell you some gadget, for your house that's not gonna give you the same results. Or, they'll try to sell you some diet plan that's not the reason they look the way they look. So yeah, in a case like that, that's misleading. That's fraud. I don't know if you call it cheating. Cheating is a whole other word. Let's see. Yogesh, if everyone is taking in a game, even if the game is drug test, nobody got caught, it's not cheating. Ron is natty. I'm not natty. I didn't say I was. Nope. Let's see. Mo Swole. I'm non-judgmental, live and let live is my motto. Do you? Yeah. You'll find, I struggle with this still every day. The more you focus on yourself and the less you focus on other people, the happier you are in life, because comparing yourself to other people, you can't win. There's always going to be somebody that's better looking, richer, more accomplished, taller, whatever. You got to worry about yourself. Stop worrying about what everyone else is doing. Kirk Webb, I don't think steroids are healthy. No, they're absolutely not. And I also hear about bodybuilders dying early. Why is that worth it? Didn't say it was worth it. That's a choice they make. Hopefully it's an informed decision and they knew the risks that they were taking, which is why I encourage anyone before they use steroids, I say do a ton of research, learn all you can about them, because you want to know what you're putting in your body, what are the risks versus reward, what could happen to me, what kind of medical monitoring do I need to do, how often should I do blood work, what markers should I be looking for, heart scans, things like that. You want to be on top of your health, because these things they're not harmless at all. Never said they were. That's a whole other story. Elise Bone, it is cheating to say I did something naturally, but absolutely use supplements to get there. Yeah. If you claim that if someone's that term, fake natty, if someone claims they got all the results drug-free, and especially if they're trying to sell you on their particular style of training or their particular diet plan, that's absolutely cheating, because they're lying. They're using a false premise to sell to profit from. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Let's see, we're losing. Go ahead. These are going fast. For the power of steroid, did you hear IFBB Pro Marcos Savolingen is in intensive care due to COVID? No, I didn't know that. Let's not get onto COVID, guys. That's a whole other. Alberto Montejo, you're only cheating your health and the people that depend on you. Mercenaries get a pass. Yeah, like I said, stay on top of your health. If you're going to, I always encourage everyone, if you're using steroids, you really have a responsibility to yourself and to, especially if, like I'm a dad, people depend on me. They depend on me financially, emotionally, whatever, many, many ways. So I need to be around. So I do take very good care of myself. Yes, I take a risk by using steroids, but I'm constantly getting myself monitored, blood work. I get a CAT scan and ultrasound of my heart every year, find out how much my calcium score is, see about blockage. I make sure that I'm being as safe as I can. Let's see. J Blaha 69, steroids are for losers, not real muscles. First of all, kid, you can't spell muscles. They are real muscles. They're enhanced. If you're natural, take pride in that. Say, I did it all myself without chemical assistance. Be proud of that, but you don't need to come down on other people that chose to enhance their appearance, performance, whatever, through pharmacological assistance. Just focus on you. If you're proud of what you accomplish, you don't need to tear down other people and what they've done. It's not necessary. You got it right. Steroid diluters, pro-hormone steroids. Yeah, pro-hormones typically are steroids that haven't been classified yet by the FDA, and that's why they were constantly in battles with the FDA. These companies, the supplement companies, getting confiscated from their warehouses and shut down, and lawsuits and all kinds of stuff was going on. Freddie Erickson, again. Freddie Erickson is not true. All the people I know, a lot of guys who go off, they cannot even get to the gym. if they do get there, they quit. No results without drugs. Where's the hard work? Yeah, I've always seen people that when they're not on steroids, they don't even train, which is another reason I encourage people to build a base of size and strength and learn your body for at least, I say, 3 to 5 years before you even think about steroids. You know how to train. You don't need steroids for results. You know, before I went on TRT and just blasting crews, when I used to have, for many years, I would come off steroids for months at a time before starting up again, and I would lose probably about 8 to 10 pounds of muscle. I didn't go from, you know, this big to that big. Because I kept training hard and I kept eating well. It's the people that they stop training and they stop eating like a bodybuilder. Of course they're going to lose all their muscle. But if you go off steroids and you know, assuming you do PCT or whatever, and you get your normal hormone levels back, your normal test production, you're not going to waste away to nothing. You'll still have a good amount of muscle. Anyway, let's keep going. At least again, wow, by the way, miss you guys over on MD. Been way too busy to be on the forum. Well, come on back now. Matthew Vaughn, when did you start to notice hair loss, Ron? After all those years and cycles? Honestly, not till, I don't know, maybe like 5 years ago. And, you know, I'm one of 5 brothers in my family. There were seven siblings originally. There's 6 alive still. 5 brothers. I have 1 younger, and I have 4 older. And we all have pretty much the same. I actually have the most hair out of everybody, believe it or not. And I'm the only one there's one that dabbled in steroids for a little while. But we all have, you know, the bald spot here, which my dad had. My dad never even heard the word steroid in his life, I'm sure. We all have, you know, some degree of receding hair right here. I have the least out of all 5, and I'm the one that's been using steroids all these years. So if you want to blame it on steroids, you know, go ahead, but I think it's mainly genetic. Let's see, that was Matthew. Freddie again. Examples: Boston, Nick T. What's that an example of? Oh, well, Boston when he goes off steroids doesn't even bother to train. I don't think Nick does. These are examples of people that they either want to do it 100% with the gear and all that, or they don't want to do it at all. You know, Boston was very famous for he did so many before and afters because he would get on drugs, get all big and ripped and impressive, and then he would stop cold turkey and he would just eat shit food, junk food, wouldn't train, and he would go back to looking small and soft, and he would do it all over again. It was basically a marketing tool because he used that himself as this guinea pig, as this example to a lot of his followers and, you know, would-be clients, show how powerful his program could be. But he was just over and over again getting in shape, out of shape, in shape, out of shape. And he was getting in shape. He was on drugs, and when he was off drugs, he would get out of shape because he wouldn't even train, and he was eating. He admits it. He was eating like pure junk. So there you go. Whoever says steroids cheating is just jealous. Yeah, jealousy is it's so endemic to the human condition, isn't it? We're just all naturally so jealous of everyone else. It's terrible. Ron's brain is not natty. My brain ain't what it used to be, let me tell you. Super Steel, Steve, all the guys in here talking about it's not hard work, it's all drugs. You could take all the steroids in the world if you don't do any training. You know, there was a study with elderly men done like 20 years ago now where they gave them 600 milligrams a week of, I think it was testananthate, and they gained muscle even when they weren't training at all. So yes, steroids will give you a little bit of muscle without training at all, but they're not going to make you look jacked if you don't train. You still have to train. The thing is you get better results. It's kind of like genetics. You know, genetic freaks, these people with very gifted genetics, it's not that they train any harder than you and I do. And let's leave drugs out of this whole equation, the discussion with them. It's that they get better results from the training and the food and even the gear than everyone else does. And that's steroids. Steroids, you still have to work hard, but you just get more results. Yeah, there are people that don't train very hard and they do a ton of juice and they get, you know, they're still bigger than the average natural guy in the gym, obviously, but what are you going to do? MYDXB, any side effects of steroids above 45, 50 years of age? The side effects are the same no matter what age you are. So, you know, you're always risking hair loss. If you're going to start losing your hair, would you rather start losing it at 20 or 50? You or 45. I'd rather start losing it at this point in my life where, I don't want to lose my hair, don't get me wrong, but I'm glad it didn't happen when I was younger. I started steroids when I turned 27, used them on and off since then, and I honestly didn't notice anything with my hair until about 5 years ago. And I don't know if that has anything to do with the steroids, because like I said, I have 4 brothers and we all have the same pattern, we all have the little bald spot and receding, and I actually have the most hair out of all 5 of us. And there is one that's my younger brother, Steve. He's 3 years younger than me. I have more hair than he does. He's never seen a steroid in his life. I know this. Let's see, what else? We got more? Yeah. Ron, are you still in the 4IU HGH? Shoulders look juicy. Yeah, I'm very transparent. I started that on February 17th of this year. 4IU of growth hormone. I do it at night right before I go to bed. And shoulders actually starting to feel better, the joint there. It still needs to be replaced. I'm sure that situation hasn't changed, but I had a conversation with Benoit Lapierre, BLP, when I did a Ron line with him a couple of years ago. I think I don't know if we talked about this on the air or like in private messages, but I said at that point I was like 48 or 49, however old I was. I said, I've been on steroids all these years, am I maxed out? Can I get any bigger? He said, not with steroids. You'd have to put GH in the mix. And I was still kind of hesitant because I didn't want to spend the money on it. My wife was very much against it. But since I've started it, it's not like I've added a ton of muscle, but my shoulders are coming back. I don't think they're going to be back to what they were because, I post throwback pictures all the time, and my shoulders were much, much bigger and rounder because I could press very heavy free weights back in the day, and that's a key. Well, I could press heavy in general. There's only like one machine at my gym I can use for shoulders. It's because it's got a couple different grip options, and one is like this. If I do that, it hurts. Even doing that with nothing, it just hurt right now. So I think the growth hormone is helping the shoulder mass come back about halfway to what it was. Considering I had lost about half of my shoulder mass just because I couldn't press heavy anymore. I do a ton of laterals and everything, but I think it's the GH. I honestly do think the GH is responsible. Freddie, Ron, there've never been any studies on roids. Only one was giving guys 600 mgs. There have actually been a good amount of studies with steroids. The studies aren't what you would want them to be. They're not using trained, experienced bodybuilders and comparing this cycle to that cycle, this drug. They're not the type of studies that would give you, news, results that you could take with you and immediately put into practice. We have bro science. We have anecdotal evidence. We don't have any, because it's unethical for doctors or scientists, researchers to do studies with these huge doses of steroids. You can't do that. So we do it on ourselves as bodybuilders, and we sort of pass that info along to each other. It's bro science because science doesn't care about us. Why should they? Why would science care, about us putting an inch on our arms or trying to get our bench press up? They don't give a crap. Dan Thibodeau, being on gear is harder than being natural. It takes more discipline to do it right. I wouldn't say that because I was a natural bodybuilder for many years. It's harder to be natural simply because you're working as hard or harder for a fraction of the results. You're training just as hard, but you're not getting as big. You have to diet more strictly, do more cardio, and you're always at risk of losing muscle anytime you're getting leaner as a natural bodybuilder. I would not say being on gear is harder because not everyone has been on both sides of this. I have. I spent a lot of years as a natural bodybuilder and competitor in natural organizations. Then I went over to the dark side. So I know both. And I know plenty of natural people. I know plenty of people on drugs. I talk to them all. It's hard. Bodybuilding it's hard regardless because you have to eat all the damn time every 2 hours. Oh, God. The eating is what kills me. Let's see. Mr. White Boy, Scooby. Scooby? He says Scooby. Keeps saying he's natty, but he uses TRT. Funny enough, he doesn't say how much. If you're on TRT, you're not natty. You could say if you're on pro hormones, you're not natty. If you're on SARMs, you're not natty. Everyone's got their own definition of what's natural and what's not natural. These debates go on every day, even in the forums, social media pages. Yeah, you could argue about that all day long. Roids are for losers says the same. You posted that already, see? Why are roids for losers? I mean, you got to back this shit up. You can't just say that and expect everyone to go, yep, you're right. I'm on roids. I'm a loser. Viduranga 98. I am going to make it easy for some people here. Taking steroids is a choice. If someone is a fake natty, that's cheating. For someone who wants to be a pro, it's not, because there's only so much you can do natty. And I think you meant to say there's only so much you can do natty. Yeah, if you want to maximize your physique, and that's really why I started doing it. I wanted to see what my physique was capable of. And, I had been training naturally for 13 years. I could have kept making gains naturally. They would have been few and far between. I don't think I was going to get much bigger. So I wanted to see what else. And come to find out, I wasn't capable of being the size of a Ronnie Coleman or Jay Cutler. Very few people are. I got a lot bigger. I was competing for many years as a heavyweight in the NPC, which is, in very lean contest condition, over 200 pounds. I was still around 5'8". I'm a little under now. Yeah, that's why. What the hell is that? So, our pro hormone steroids. Yeah, we just talked about them. Michael Hearn is best natural. Also, Kai Green. Kai never said he was natural. Michael Hearn does say he's natural. Kai was natural early on in his career, and I saw him transform from this. He was a big natural kid. As a young man, he was competing at like 210, 215 naturally. And then a couple years later, he was 260, 270 on stage. So yeah, that was a big difference. Dylan S. Anyone who thinks it's cheating should watch Ron's video and worry about yourself. Your life will be a lot better. Yeah, I have to say that to myself all the time. That and be grateful. Stop worrying about what everyone else is doing, what they have, what they've achieved. Be grateful for your life and the things that are good in your life. I have to force myself to remember that all the time. Daniel Baker, do some people react to gear better? 100%. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Some people, you could just say the word steroid and they get bigger. I'm joking. But I've seen it. I've seen so many people start a course of gear, and there were cases where a gym I used to go to in Pasadena, California, there were a couple dealers in the gym. There was one main dealer and there's another guy that sold some stuff. So everyone knew what everyone was getting, because it was, believe me, everybody knew everybody's business in that gym. So you'd see some guys using the same exact protocol, same cycle, and some of them would just blow up, and others just got zits and water, puffy looking, and gyno, and some people just got more of the side effects. I think it's a spectrum, kind of like hard gainers and easy gainers. There aren't many people that are really hard gainers that it's really almost impossible for them to gain muscle. Just like there's not many people who are super easy gainers who put on muscle very, very easily. Most people are just average. I'd say it's the same thing with gear. Most people get average results from gear. Some people get almost no good results. They just get side effects. And some people on the other end, they blow up. They get huge and ripped, and my God, And you're sitting there scratching your head and thinking they must be lying about how much they're using. They're not. They respond that much better to gear. I don't know why. I'm sure there's a reason. I'm sure there's a scientific reason. Viduranga 98. If you're taking steroids to please other people, it's stupid. You're risking your health for pleasing someone else. I mean, this is a whole life philosophy thing. If you're doing anything in life to please other people, ultimately, you're going to be frustrated and disappointed, because at the end of the day, they don't care anyway. Do what makes you happy, do what you want to do. Because I'm sure there's so many people at the end of their lives, they look back and go, I was so worried about doing, everything I did was to make other people happy, or so other people would think highly of me. And I didn't do what I wanted to do because I was so worried about everyone else. Worry more about yourself. Let's see. Here we go again. Matthew, when do you notice the hair loss start? And she did you first notice it, cycle, etc.? Again, I started losing my hair a few years ago, but I think it's a genetic thing with my family. All the men in my family have the same exact pattern of hair loss, and I'm the only juice head. Sub-Zero, man, Ron, I've been following you since your A Bodybuilder's Born days. Just started using gear. Glad to still have your guidance. Yeah, I'm still around, man. I've been writing in the magazines for almost 30 years. I've been in this business 30 years. My God, it's been a long time. Super Steel. Steve, steroids are unhealthy, in quotes. Same guys who eat pizza at McDonald's because bulking. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to be super healthy, you would eat, you'd be a vegan. You would do like a couple hours of cardio every day. You'd keep your weight way down. You'd be underweight. You'd take 1,000,000 vitamins and things like that. But yeah. Duke Nukem, great video game from back in the days. People that take steroids usually work out way harder than those that do not. I mean, I'm never going to throw natural bodybuilders under the bus. I was one, and I have all the respect in the world for them. I trained my ass off when I was natural. I trained as hard. In fact, all those years I was natural, especially toward the end of that time, I enjoyed training with guys on gear and I was young still, but I could keep up with anybody. Not maybe they were stronger than me, but I wouldn't quit. I would train just as hard as them. I would train to failure and beyond, drop sets, supersets, forced reps. I trained my ass off. So you can work out longer. You recover better from steroids. So they allow you to train more and still get the results. You won't overtrain as easily as you would without the drugs to help you recover. That's a way they're very valuable. Jay Blaha, we should all look like Mike O'Hearn. He's god of natties. You're not going to look, no matter all the drugs in the world, guys, and I guarantee you none of you are going to look like Mike O'Hearn no matter what. He's genetically blessed. Drugs or no drugs, he's blessed. That structure, the height, the muscle bellies, just the way he looks, the way he's put together. Let's say he's on drugs. I don't know if he is or not. Let's say he is. If he had never touched a drug, he'd still be very, very impressive physical specimen because he's just genetically blessed. I've seen a lot of natural people, men and women, that look way better than most people on drugs just because they're genetically gifted. People with great genetics will always look great. You add drugs in, they're going to be bigger versions of that great physique. That's all. But even when they're smaller, I remember this a regional show years ago, like 2003 or 4, up in New Hampshire. There was a lightweight guy, Paul something or other. Can't remember his name. I'm sorry, Paul. He won the lightweight, and he was natural. It was very clear to me he was natural. Trust me. I know what it looks like when people are on drugs. He won the overall, and all the other class winners were juiced out of their skulls, and boy, were they pissed off. But this Paul guy had just beautiful shape, little tiny waist, flared out lats, peak biceps. Paul Thompson. I think it was Paul Thompson. Not a big dude, but he had really good shape, structure, and he won. Rightfully so. And boy, those juice heads were so mad. Mr. Wideboy, is bodybuilding a sport? No, that's a question. Is it a sport? To me, it's more of a pageant. It's judged by judges like a pageant, by opinion, like a pageant, like a beauty pageant. A sport is more quantifiable. Which team gets the more balls through the hoop? Which team gets the ball across the end zone more times? Golfer, who gets the fewest strokes in 18 holes? Those are sports. I think we're more of a pageant, but if you want to call it a sport, we can argue it both ways. If bowling or stupid NASCAR is a sport, then bodybuilding. Yeah, but bowling, you could say, okay, well, that guy bowled this amount, this number, 300, or what's the perfect score? I don't know. Or NASCAR, this car crossed the finish line first. But in bodybuilding, it's opinion. Why did Ian Valliere beat Steve Kuklo? Why didn't Phil Clahar win? You guys are. This is why we argue for like weeks after shows about that was bullshit. This guy was robbed. He should have won. Because it's just all opinion. It's subjective. It's not objective at all. So it's hard to call it a sport when it really comes down to pure opinion, really. We do have standards. We're looking for certain attributes, but everyone has their own idea of what the perfect physique is. You and I could both be at a contest and pick a completely different order for the top 5 at a pro show. And it doesn't mean you're wrong and I'm right or vice versa. It's just our personal opinion. What else we got? Bowling, NASCAR, Ron, your show with Stephanie Flesher was great. Thank you. Not everyone thought so, but glad you liked it. I look better than Jay Blaha. You are a troll, sir. I look better than Arnold, bro. Natty. I seriously doubt you look better than Arnold did in his heyday. Maybe you look better than he does now at age, what is he, like 73 or something? You don't look better than Arnold, Natty. You have no picture, I'm sure, on your Instagram. 3-card Monty, will all steroid users eventually require HRT when you get off steroids? Yeah, probably. If you take steroids long enough, and most people never really stop using them, eventually your own production will shut down and you will need TRT. Yeah, it's almost inevitable. Very few people would be able to have their own HPTA recover to the point where they would not need some sort of TRT dose usually. But true TRT dose is just enough to get you into like a high normal reference range. So that's why TRT is only like 100 to 200 milligrams of test a week, typically. It's nothing like what, bodybuilders usually blast. Alberto Montejo, IPB Pro, Megan Elizabeth, RIP. Yeah, I saw that, and apparently she had not been involved in bodybuilding for many years. So it was sort of deceptive for Generation Iron to put that out there as if she had died as a result of, because it came out after all these bodybuilders have been dieting, people assumed it was, another heart attack or diuretics, and it wasn't. I don't know how she died, but she had not been a bodybuilder for a long time. Rest in peace. She was 27 or 28, way too young to die. Don't forget Chica Flicka and IHOP pancakes. I don't know what you're talking about, guy. 80% diet. I don't know what you mean by that. RSQ IV, 100% diet, 100% training. No such thing as 70. Everything is 100%. Yeah, if you're not training hard, all the good food's not going to help you. If you're training hard, you're not eating enough, you're still not getting results. And rest. So we say it's 3 sides of a pyramid. It's training, nutrition, rest. Because if any one of those is severely, the whole thing falls apart. You never get the results you should be getting. Does IGF-1 LR3 work? I have no idea. I don't know much about a lot of these things. I don't know anything about IGF-1. I've never seen IGF-1 in real life. I've never even talked to anyone about it. It's not something I never considered using because I know it's super expensive. So I was like, I'm never going to use it, so I don't care. J-Boot, is the thumbnail a recent pic of you? It was last night around 6 o'clock p.m. So yes, that was yesterday. Sub-Zero. No need to down talk. Oh, he was talking Chick-fil-A. Oh, don't do that. A lot of people love Chick-fil-A. Chick-a-flicka. DJ Leader, brother, your honesty and humility are refreshing. Thanks for sharing on the daily. You're very welcome. Thank you guys for watching. Also, guys, we put out a great video, me and Jose Raymond, this morning. The views are pretty low, so you guys got to check that out. It's really good. It was talking all about diuretics and, coaches, dangerous coaches, and client responsibility. It was a really good discussion. Mainly I just spur Jose on. He gives these great answers. So check that out. It was a No Way Jose episode. It was really good. You guys are missing out. Come on, go watch that. Vibhor Kumar, I know I need to use roids for my goals, but something stops me. Maybe concern for your health. I don't know. You know what? You don't need to use them. If your goals are to look like an enhanced bodybuilder, yeah, you need steroids to look like that. But I don't know, whatever's stopping you, I'm not going to try to talk you into using steroids. Krabunde, have you tried GH copper for healing your shoulder? What the hell is that? You inject copper in there? There's nothing to heal. The bone's gone. So I wore out the cartilage, which is, it's like basically the cushion between the bones. I wore that out like 12, 15 years ago. So it's just been bone grinding on bone. It's called arthritis. I have severe osteoarthritis. I need a full replacement. There's no supplement out there that's going to help me at this point. I appreciate you guys when you give me suggestions like that. And I know you're trying to help, but beyond help, there's nothing that's bringing that back. Nighthawk 1366. I think if you're making money off your body and your looks, who cares if you take steroids? But if you're not making money from your body, why take the risk? Why do people do anything that's risky? Why would you skydive? Why would you drive your car 100 miles an hour, 150 miles an hour? Every person is responsible for their own health and their own life, and if they want to take a risk, it's up to them. It's their choice. If they feel the risk versus reward ratio is more on the side of reward, You know, like I take that risk, but I do get my health monitored. I would never take it and just hope for the best because I know I've lost so many friends, so many people I know that were my age or younger are already dead. You know, steroid users, heart attacks, kidney failure, tons and tons. A lot of them you've never even heard of. You'll never hear of them. They weren't famous, but they're dead. Yeah. DT, do you think with all the younger guys using more steroids / compounds, we'll see more fatalities at a younger age? Sure. Yeah, it's inevitable. The more people are using these things, and I think you got to throw like SARMs. We don't know what the long-term effects of SARMs are. They were never. Steroids have been around a very, very long time. They've been around for about 60 years at this point. So we know what happens to people from years of steroid abuse. We don't know what happens from SARMs after, years and years. Hopefully, it's like, I hate to steer the conversation this way, but it's like the vaccine. There was no time to see the long-term effects of the vaccine. So 10, 20 years from now, could we have a worldwide epidemic of, I don't know, some ailment, some type of cancer, something that's a result of us all getting this vaccine? Who knows? Maybe. So, yeah. I'm all over the place. AJ, it's not cheating if everyone's doing it. That's true. That's true. Not funny. Seeing Greg's video saying there's a shortage on testosterone. I heard there's a shortage on Anavar. That's what I've been hearing. BLT, it all comes down to genetics, how your body responds to PEDs. Mine responded very well, yeah. You're lucky. You're lucky because most people just get average results from PEDs. Lost in the hills. Where in the hell can I get gear? How the hell do you get it? I've been trying to start for years. I bought cycle plans from many coaches, but why would you buy cycle plans when you don't even have a gear source? Here's the thing. It's like a little inside club. You can find it online, but if you want to just ask around, don't ask me. Don't message me. I'm not going to tell you. But obviously, if someone's on gear, they're getting it from somewhere. If you're friendly with them, if they can trust you, they'll tell you where they get their stuff. Ask the biggest guy in your gym where to get them. Yeah, exactly. That's true. Lost in the hills. No big guys in my gym. At least the time I work out at LA Fitness. Well, go to a gym with some bodybuilders. Boink. What's your opinion on the shortage of testosterone in Canada? This is the first I've heard of it. Sorry, guys. Sorry to hear that. On the internet, don't ask questions like that. He's not going to answer. Yeah. Come on. It's like asking me, where can I get heroin? I mean, oh, okay. Let me give you my buddy's number. He sells heroin. No, come on now. Everyone tells me that. Yeah. Elvin Vega, if everyone's doing the same cycle, using the same amount, same product, the hard gaining issue it has to be other than the body type, the way they're training. Yeah, obviously everyone's not equal in terms of how hard they train, how much rest they get, even, how good's their form, are they engaging the muscle, all kinds of stuff. There's so many variables involved. Everyone tells me that. I'm never able to get my hands on it. Yeah, I'm not going to help you find gear, guy. Ron, how can I improve my chest training 1 time or 2 times? I'll have to do that another time. 51, got my TRT dose down to 60 mg every 3 days. Just start 20 mg of DECA weekly, release my inflammation. You don't need high doses. I use steroids 33 years. Yeah, I agree. Agape love. Ron, you look amazing. Keep up the good work. Enjoyed listening to you. Thank you. Did you do intermediate fasting? Never in my life. I guess we're all fasting when we get sleep. That's why they call it breakfast. Wow. Man. Well, I got to wrap it up because I have an interview in 15 minutes with someone, and don't want to keep him waiting. Absolutely not. I'm getting a ton of messages. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel, like the videos, share the videos, give the thumbs up, hit the little notification bell thing so you know when we put out new videos. We got all kinds of good content on this channel, guys. Please check it out. Appreciate it. You guys all have a great weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.